Testing, 1 2 3. Testing, 1 2 3. Hey, what's good? This is the Thawahgabar for Black Authentic Truth. Listen, I don't usually go this late. I don't never go live this late. But like I said on one of my previous lives, can we get a sound check, son? Like I said on one of my previous lives, I'm gonna start trying to go live more frequently. Now I'm supposed to be at my slavery today. I'm supposed to be at work tonight, but I wasn't feeling it. Was not feeling it. I'm a little sore. I was in a little basketball tournament, played with some youngsters. And yes, I left my ankles on the court in Austin, Texas, because those youngsters, I almost forgot the quickness and the speed and the explosiveness that you have when you're in your youth. But I made it home safe. You check that for me, son? What it sound like? No sweat, no sweat. Yeah, like I said, like I made it home safe. Let me just check my audio settings and make sure that we rocking and rolling. Yeah, we good. We good. Yeah, I made it home safe. But like I said, what is that? 2 days ago? That was yesterday, right? I said that I want to go live more frequently, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I want to talk about the voting, the elections, the upcoming elections. You know, everything is in a frenzy right now. Like I said in the title, um, it's crazy the amount of commercials and advertisements that they are pushing to the Black community specifically to go out and vote. Now, I seen a panel earlier today where it was brothers and sisters from different, ideologies and walks. It was a sister that was an educator. It was a brother that is a conservative. It was the content creator, the sister named Melanie King, the brother that is a rapper. He's from Louisiana, but he talks about God. I think his name is like D1. If I'm not mistaken, his name is D1. He got like dreadlocks, and everybody going in and having a debate. Some of them is rocking with Kamala, some are rocking with Donald Trump, and they were just going in. And I just sat back and looked at it like, man, as Black people, man, let's be real with each other. Our community is at the morality, the way we carry ourselves, the things that are permissible in our community is at a all-time low. So why would we think that a specific candidate could ever affect that type of change? I think a lot of people will agree with me and say that Barack Obama is a better candidate. Even though he's a past president, he would have been, for the people that believe in voting and the president making a difference, Barack Obama would have been a better candidate than Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. But when Barack Obama was in office, he did absolutely nothing for Black people. Unarmed Black men being shot by the police was at an all-time high, and yet Barack Obama did not do anything to curtail that, to stop that. Didn't even speak on it. He did disrespect Black men many times by calling them absent fathers and calling them fools, though. So that was your best shot at change for the Black community. Your best shot at change was Barack Obama, not Kamala Harris, not Donald Trump. But we don't seem to see the track record of voting and how it has reflected on our community or what it has not done in our community. We don't even see that. Like, so I'm like, what is wrong with our people? We're so educated. We're so smart. We have all the answers. We go into these Ivy League colleges and get all of this information and, do political science and all of that. But you cannot see that is not changing the complexion and the reality of your community. And right now there is in a scramble as far as hitting all of these states and trying to cater to the Black community. Like we know a couple of weeks ago, Kamala Harris, they came out with they're going to do a program specifically that target Black men, as far as the program where it talks about medical care for Black men for prostate cancer. So these are things that they're specifically targeting towards us and trying to get us on board. Whereas we as a people have to be smart enough to see this play. The people that are arguing and going back and forth, whether it's about abortion or immigration, black people, or who you're going to vote for, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, you will be back in 4 years. You will be right back here at this point in 4 years. And here's another thing about these elections. This is something that you really need to pay attention to, because there's a video right now with some black women. It was a white man, a Donald Trump supporter. He goes in to vote. I think they were upset that he had a MAGA hat on. Told him to take the hat off in order to vote. So the sisters got real emotional in their feelings, like women do, got real emotional over this man that has his right, that it's actually his kingdom, getting upset with him for having a MAGA shirt, a MAGA hat on, and then it turns into a big altercation, right? But what you have to watch out for is whether Donald Trump wins or Kamala Harris wins. You're going to have to watch out for the reaction and the violence that could ensue after it. You're going to have to remember who you are and where you at. These people, you remember a couple years ago when they had tiki torches and going crazy in the streets. You're going to have to remember where you at. This is not a game. This is not a game at all. So whether Donald Trump wins or Kamala Harris wins, in my opinion, in my hypothesis is that there is going to be violence on the streets. There's going to be some things that's going to crack off in the streets, no matter who wins, because all the cards are on the table. And what black folks have to do, once again, like what I said, is you have to look at the track record of voting. You have to look at the track record of our ancestors. Many of the people today, especially this generation, have no clue of what our ancestors went through and what they didn't want and what they did want. Let me just tell you, I'm sure many people heard of 40 Acres and a Mule. You heard of 40 Acres and a Mule, that black people was owed 40 acres and a mule, but you don't know the story behind 40 Acres and a Mule. But I'm going to keep it real simple. When black people got out of slavery, black people came to the negotiating table. Now, these were some black leaders, Christian pastors. They came to the negotiating table with the United States Cavalry. And what black people wanted was land. They wanted land to their own, and they didn't want to have to live around the folks who just had them enslaved. They didn't want to be around them. The black people at this time felt that they would be self-sufficient within some years. So they wanted to be separate from the people who just had them enslaved. That was the original agreement of 40 Acres and a Mule. That was the thought process of the black people then. Not necessarily now, but that was the thought process. So they wasn't thinking about voting. They wasn't thinking about assimilating. They wasn't thinking about integrating. They was thinking about sticking to themselves, and they had faith in themselves that in a few years they would be self-sufficient. They didn't have to go to another people to say, oh, I want this candidate, that candidate, and they're going to make my community better. If black people had the same amount of faith in themselves that they have in this voting process, this election process, we would be the top nation. We would be okay. We would have everything we need and nobody would lack. We could police ourselves. We could build a small military. We can feed the homeless in our community. We can do all of the things that you see governments do. If we had a little bit of faith, that all that faith we have into voting, and we take a little bit of that and put it into ourselves, and we can stand. We're so tough in standing on these moral issues and standing on abortion rights and standing on immigration. And I'm with Kamala because of this. I'm with Donald Trump because of this. He stands for this. He did this. What about us? What about what do we stand for? None of the things that they stand for in this society actually helps black people. None of it. You can't tell me one thing one philosophy, one thing that they stand on in America that has profited it. Black people. You can't. So it's just crazy that you have all these black intellectuals, these black people that went to college. Listen, I'm not the smartest man in the world. I didn't go to college. But I can tell you with a clear conscience that voting is not going to help black people. It's not going to take us to no other level. We've been voting for 150 damn years. I mean, come on now. I mean, and we still not getting it. You know what I mean? So you see this frenzy with the voting, and they're really targeting Black people. And so this next story that I want to talk about real quick is that today I got wind to this. So I'm out here in Southern California. I come into the Ontario airport and I find out that Glorilla is going to have a free concert out here, right? And this free concert is predicated. Let me pull this up real quick. This free concert is predicated on you voting. And Glorilla is, you know, she performed at some of Kamala's rallies. So let me pull this up. I'm gonna share this screen. I'm not gonna be long-winded. This is not a long live, but I wanted to touch on some of these things, these stories. And like I said, you can go over a couple of things every day. There's always something I can go over. Now I want to be more consistent with that, y'all. So let me just fix my screen. What do I want? I want to do the black and dot. Yeah. So this is it, right? So it says this is at the Toyota Arena in Ontario, Southern California. And this is tomorrow, November 5th. The event starts at 8 p.m., right? Tickets on sale now. It says buy tickets. So let's see. We're just gonna walk through it with you. Glorilla with Moneybagg Yo. And it says, this is what you gotta do. You gotta submit. It says, see Glorilla with Moneybagg Yo in Ontario, California at the Toyota Arena on November 5th, 2024. Claim your free ticket below by submitting a selfie from outside your polling place or at home with a blank and unmarked ballot. It says in Texas, you must be 100 feet from your polling place. Don't know how far this is? ? Walk a block. Each state or local jurisdiction may have their own rules. Please make sure to comply with any applicable restrictions at your polling place. If you are a future voter, share what election you will be 18 to score a ticket. So share what election will it be when you turn 18. It says ineligible to vote ? Let us know why you're excited to attend to get in for free. So really, this is a free concert that is presented by the Kamala campaign, because Glorilla, of course, she performed at Kamala's rallies. And so all you got to do is show proof. You don't have to actually, okay, let's just be real. If you wanted to go, you don't have to show that you actually voted. You can just, show a ballot, but it's just putting you in the spirit of voting. You know what I mean? And this is the thing, man. They are trying everything they can to get the minds of the youth, to get the minds of people. It even spoke about people that are ineligible to vote. So even if you're, somebody that's a felon, somebody, I don't know what other reasons you would be ineligible to vote, but who knows? But what they are doing is getting the spirit of people into voting, into going for Kamala or going for a specific side. It doesn't matter whether it's Kamala or Donald Trump. They're both pandering in these last days before the election to people to get them, to rally them to cast those votes. So here's the thing, man. They look at us like, you know what? We can just get, Glorilla. We can get Horilla and Kamala, you know what I'm saying, together, and people will show up. People will support Kamala Harris. And before you know it, you know what's going to happen? They're going to be offering free blunts and drink for Black people to come and vote. Before you know it. Like, let's be real. This is not actually a free concert. They've been paid. They done got their money. They doing a concert. But Glorilla and whoever is her, her company, they got paid a long time ago from the Harris campaign. So it's really not a free thing. It's just to spark your mind and get you into that spirit of going to vote, which is, it's a nice ploy when you think about the things that Black people like, which is entertainment, which is all of the artists right now that are hot, that are, they rap about 304ism. Like all of those artists, all those sisters, I said this yesterday, all those sisters that are in that 304ism rap. They talk about, having sexual encounters and taking your man and all of that crap. The campaign, the Harris's campaign has used them to reach out to the Black community, which is so destructive and just shows what they actually think about our people. And so, like I said before, they're going to scratch that. They're just going to say, let's just buy a warehouse full of blunts, flavored blunts, and e-cigarettes and what's that, vapes, and we're going to hand those out. Show that you voted, and you get a free pack of blunts, a free vape. That's how they think about us, though, y'all. I mean, it sounds funny, but that is how they think about us. You know what I mean? That they're like, listen, we're gonna get the hottest artist, no matter how mediocre the message is that they have. Black people will show up. They'll show up, and guess what? They'll show their support for Kamala Harris. Now, y'all know I don't care about who is the next candidate. It doesn't matter. It's the same. It's a different side of the same evil coin with me. But this is what you got to peep, is that they are scrambling and they're willing to do anything to get people to go vote, specifically Black people. So that's what I had to speak on that, right? That's what I had to say on that. The free Glorilla concert that's tomorrow is right out here. It's not too far from me. I will not be in attendance because, I don't give a damn about none of that. But for the brothers and sisters that are, that want to know and have this information, you can see what is going on, why they try to target our people with anything they can think of. So now I'm going to get to this story. This is the last story I'm going to talk about. Remember, I said I'm not going to be long-winded, so I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to play this video, and we're going to get into it. This is Wallo, okay?
This what happened. This shit right here, this shit is worse than the television. Television. When the lies is told. Because this shit got motherfuckers believing that they motherfucking Michael Jordan when they really the towel boy. Because it's the illusion of this. This what we removed in our community. We remove judgment, we remove reality.
Shame.
And we remove shame. So now it's like everybody is extraordinary victims. Soon as you say something to me, man, listen, man, you gotta stop getting high, man. You want some dumps? Come on, man. He doing him, man. You can't just judge him like that, man. He doing him. No, you a junkie, nigga. You a fiend, nigga. You got dope in your body. You a fiend, nigga. That always been the story. Oh no, she just doing her shit. No, she's a whore. No, don't call her that. You can't. She doing her that. No, everybody got all these words to slide out of accountability.
Now you see that. Now, what Wallo was saying in the beginning is that we don't tell the truth. And he was using social media as an example, is that like when you have somebody that may think they can rap or they can think they can play basketball, we don't tell them the truth that, listen, you're not that good, or your music isn't that good. Social media has made everybody feel as though, they are validated when really they don't have, they don't have the talent that they think they have. They don't have the skill set that they think they have. But social media allows, anybody to become somebody. Let me just rewind it so I don't forget the points I want to make.
Soon as you say something to me, man, listen, man, you gotta stop getting high, man. You want some dumps? Come on, man. He doing him, man. You can't just judge him like that, man. He doing him. No, you a junkie, nigga. You a fiend, nigga. You got dope in your body. You a fiend, nigga. That always been the story. Oh no, she just doing her shit. No, she's a whore. No, don't call her that. You can't. She doing her that. No, everybody got all these words to slide out of accountability.
You hear that? So everybody had, like, that has become our community. There used to be accountability. There used to be where Black people would say, nah, this is wrong. Like, this is what it is. Now you can't say that. Like he made the example of a brother being on drugs. Like, you a junkie. And they like, nah, you can't. He just doing this thing. But that's the truth. Many of our people are running around and they are straight junkies. They are always high, always loaded, always got to be under the influence of something. You are an addict. And we don't want to hear that. Today, when I got off my flight, I was at Ontario Airport, And I come out and I'm waiting on my son to pick me up. And there's this brother, he's like 6'7", 6'8", right? And already off the top, I knew something was wrong. He was in all black. He had a black bonnet, a black trench coat with some black Crocs. And I heard him on the phone. He sounded feminine, right? Pulls out whatever he pulls out, rolls a joint, and starts smoking right there, right? There's families waiting on their rides too. So I guess they said something to one of the people that help you when you come to the airport, the attendants. So it was a sister that walked up to him and told him, like, you gotta go, you gotta move to where they smoke cigarettes. And I'm thinking in my head, like, damn, you're such an addict that you just got off the plane. You can't wait till you get on your ride and go home to light up a blunt. You gotta get high right now. You know what I'm saying? But if you was to call somebody like that an addict, or say they're addict, they say, you tripping. Come on, man. They just doing their thing. It's just weed. No, you're a junkie. You're an addict. You don't have it in your head to say, like, okay, let me refrain. Let me just wait till my ride pick me up. Then I can light up. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, about 10 minutes after that, the police come out of the airport. They hit the corner. They look at me, and I look at them like, they don't look at me, but you know, they looked at me. They passed me up as though they already knew the description of the brother and went straight to him. Now, I don't remember nothing after that, but you're so high that you don't even care about consequences. You're so ready to get high, you don't even care about consequences. Then if somebody calls you an addict, you're going to say, nah, that he ain't an addict. Like, that's just weed. He's just smoking. And so what Wallo is saying is that's true. Like, we want to escape accountability. We done come up with different definitions to escape the accountability of the thing that we see that Black people, we know is wrong. We know it's wrong, and we just let each other slide. So we don't even have a bar in our community as far as, like, no, you're an addict. No, she's a 304. He brought that out too. No, everybody is a 304. You know, like the way women dress today, you don't know who is the 304. But when we was growing up, you knew who was the 304 because they dressed like most women dress today, half naked. So you knew how to identify the sister that was loose, the sister that was promiscuous, the sister that didn't give a damn, and all of the extra stuff. You already know who she was. Today, no, it's just like, no, it's my body, it's my choice. I do what I want to do. I'm liberated. And so we make up these scenarios to escape accountability. What Wallo is saying is 100% correct. We do not want to take accountability as Black people for how we live, for the lack of morals, for the lack of honor that we have anymore. We don't even have none of that. You know what I'm saying? And so I thought that this was a real good snippet, and he was dropping some heavy facts. Let me play some more, y'all. Right, like, yeah, brilliant wins. Yeah, you a jack. Yeah, I'm a jack boy. Nah, you a thief. Let's break it down. You're not no jack boy. You're not no stepper. You're a murderer. You know what I'm saying? Let's call it what it is. And he's going to go into that.
And they play victim. Why you got to talk to them like that? Why you got to, everybody, that's why our community fucked up now, because can't nobody tell nobody the truth and hold nobody, accountability is dead. So as soon as you check them, motherfucking tell them, damn, you a junkie, man. No, it ain't, no, he ain't. But everybody want to mourn and cry when a motherfucker die.
Right. So you can't tell nobody nothing today. That's not just Black people. That's the society we live in. The society we live in has become so sensitive. It's so sensitive. Like, you can't tell nobody anything. And then, with the the alphabet thing, you can't even be yourself as far as how you were raised. Now, this is a good point. I want y'all to think about this, because I don't want to lose the point that I'm gonna make, but I want to talk about that too. Like, you can't keep it real no more. You can't be truthful anymore. So with that community, with the LGBT community, right? As a person, and you raised with a mother and father, you raised knowing that, and this is how you're raised, not what the society says. You're raised seeing your father as a man, growing up as a boy, seeing yourself as a boy, seeing your sisters as girls, seeing your mother as a woman, and now you're now forced to have to cater and tiptoe on eggshells around something that somebody else then created in society. So you see somebody that, you know, looks like a woman, and you say ma'am, and they say I'm not a ma'am. I'm not a you say ma'am, or they say it's sir. It's sir. You know what I'm saying? And you like, okay, well, your appearance tells me one thing, and how I was raised, that's what I know. How am I supposed to know these things? I know how I was raised. So the thing is that the way society works now is that they force this thing on you, right? And try to be mad at you for seeing the world how you were born and how you were raised. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me, y'all. Like how I was raised to see a man as a man, a woman as a woman. How you going to tell me I'm wrong? That's built into my DNA. That's built into, I was raised as a child from that. So I'm supposed to reprogram myself and start to think how you think? Hell no. Hell no. And I didn't want to go too off on it, but there is no accountability. You cannot speak the truth anymore to people. You can't just say what the truth is anymore. The world has become so sensitive, you know, so frail and so brittle. You can't even be honest and truthful. Like truth has become the new hate speech. And when you're dealing with your people, the truth, it makes people your enemies. It'll make your own people, your own family, your enemies when you just want to speak the truth. Like, nah, bro, he's on drugs. He has to go to sleep getting high. He has to wake up. He can't do anything before he get up but get high. He has to drink before he gets up. He has drink for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're an addict. You're an alcoholic. And you can't even be real no more and say stuff like that. You can't even be honest anymore with people. No, she running the streets. She had this Negro in the house the other day, had the other Negro in the house. She was over there at his house. Everybody in the hood is talking about her. She's a 304. Yeah, she needs to change, but let's keep it real. Let's keep it 1,000. We can't be truthful. If we can't be truthful with ourselves in the Black community, then we can't expect to ever change. We can't expect to ever get right. We'll always be, you know, on the down end. We'll always get the bad end of the stick, and we'll never grow as a community. You know what I'm saying? The brother said, let me see. You said, my bad. You said I was in court and the judge said out loud, I go by she, her. I was thinking, I don't give a fuck what you go. I don't give a fuck what you go by. It was cool though. And she dismissed the ticket. Right. Man, I don't even care. You know what I mean? That don't even bother me. Like I'm just minding my business. I'm just trying to get through the world, and I see you as how I was raised. So if you're going to go again, if you want to press that on me, then you trying to tell me to change how I was raised or my beliefs. You know, my beliefs is that a man is a man and a woman is a woman, and they come together and they create a child and a family. And you telling me to think otherwise, like you got me effed up. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. You're going to make me go crazy. I'm trying to conform my mind to this society. Nah. I'm going to play the rest of this video. Let's see.
Motherfucker was a J. Well, J's died. That's what happened. Motherfucker was a street nigga. Street niggas get killed. Mm-hmm. That's why you see the funeral when you see Keisha and them, my baby ain't never hurt nobody. Your baby was a fucking mass murderer. You know he shot Poo-Poo in them the other day, right? Fuck you mean? They came back and shot him.
That's another thing. Like, we don't want to deal with the reality. Now, you got brothers and sisters. I made a post a few days ago where I said, like, don't be sitting there. We sit there and you watch your loved ones and your people do grimy things, do things to other people, run the streets, hurt people. Then when they get locked up, you sitting there talking about free my nigga. Like, why was you telling him to do right when he was doing wrong? Why wasn't you trying to correct him then? Why you want to wait till he destroy himself to say, oh, they got my nigga locked up? Free my baby daddy, free him, free her. Like, nah, you wasn't even trying to intervene and tell them right from wrong when they was out on the streets free, hurting people and robbing people. And so, like, that's the situation too, where you say, you see it all the time. I see a lot of brothers and sisters online talking about free my nigga, or, you know, my son was a good boy, when your son was tearing up the block. Your son was terrorizing the community. Everybody knows it. But now that someone has taken his life, now, you know, he was a good boy. When he walked in the room, he light up the room. Nah. Let's keep it real. Let's keep that accountability. Let's keep it real with ourselves. Like, I keep it real with myself. Like, I have family and friends that gang bang. I understand the consequences and the things that come with that. And they understand my life, and they understand how I changed my life, and they understand that what I stand on, which is righteousness. So in my mind, I'm like, if something was to happen to my loved ones, I know what it is. It's not like, you know, oh, they was an angel. No, there was not no damn angel. Your son wasn't, he was a gremlin. He wasn't an angel. You can put angel wings on him on an obituary, but he was a gremlin. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the Black authentic truth about the whole situation. We, like what Wallo is saying across the board is right. We don't want to take accountability. Now, the part where he said we play the victim, that's true right there. But y'all know where I stand on that. We play the victim when it comes to our history and our treatment and the racism and the prejudice and the bigotry. That's a whole nother topic. But when it comes to like us being called out as Black folks for the things that we do to one another and to ourselves, we do play the victim. We do try to overlook it. We do try to make it seem as though it doesn't really matter, and it's not really what we see it as. Like, your eyes don't really see, my eyes don't really see you unable to cope with life without having to smoke something and put something in your mouth to suck on, as far as smoking. You know what I'm saying? My eyes see that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Bad company corrupts good manners. And thank you, Brilliance, because you know what? Rotten people entice family and friends to foolishness. Real talk. And that's with everything. Even with the women that say they don't need a man. Guess what? There's the women that don't have a man that would tell a woman that does have a man to leave that man. So across the board, you know, the negative and the misery, it loves company. But what you reminded me about, the bad company corrupts good manners. Now, the thing I like about Wallo, though, is that he's on camera telling Young Thug to change his circle and telling Little Durk to change their circles. Like, you know, change up what they do. You made it now. You got money now. You don't have to live how you used to live. And after that, they both got locked up. So another thing to that element is that a lot of times the younger generation look at older folks as though they don't have anything to offer. Older folks done been there, done that. Older folks then came before you. Brothers, sisters, whether it be older Black men, older Black women, they done came before you. A lot of y'all ain't even lived no life. You ain't experienced nothing. And you got the nerve to toot your head up like you can't hear what an older cat or brother or sister is saying to you, trying to give you some constructive criticism. That's what Wallo was doing. It's on camera. I'm gonna get that video. But he was giving those brothers constructive criticism about their circles, about how they move, the people that they deal with. And then it came to life. What he was telling them actually came to life. What he was trying to teach them and show them how to avoid these things. Well, they ended up getting locked up for these same things, not changing their circle, still being locked in the same mind state after you became a millionaire. And so the point of it is that your elders have something to offer you. They didn't get to the age that they got because they was foolish and they was reckless. They may have went through some things and seen some things, but the fact that they are alive in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s should tell you that they know a lot more than you know, and they can teach you a lot of things, and they can, put you in a direction so that you don't have to go through the same pitfalls that they went through. And so, shout out to Wallo. That was dope. That point he made. And yo, I'm about to get up out of here. Like I said, y'all, I'm gonna start going live. Try to go live every day. Going live a little late. Let me see what you said. You asked something else. Brilliance. Misery needs company. People don't want to do wrong alone. They want others to destroy themselves as well. Yeah, man. That's true. Like, people can't just destroy themselves. They want to see you burn too. They want to see you crash and burn with them, which is crazy. And that's why you got to be sharp enough to realize, like, some of the family that you got that you love, some of them cousins that you love, them friends that you grew up with from a young age, you got to see if what the things they're telling you, the things they want you to do with them is really right, is going to like really help you out. Or is it going to put you in a situation where you're going to regret it? Let me see. You damn right. There's a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the ways are death. You damn right about that. It's always a way, and our people that went that way. So, like, our people, man, we should be tired of dying for silly reasons. You look at our people, and you look in a prison system. It's either one or two ways, and y'all know that. It's only either one or two ways of where we're gonna end up. We're gonna end up in behind them bars, or we're gonna end up in that grave. And we should be tired of seeing our people go that way. We should look at the things that brothers are doing, loved ones, family members, boyfriends, sons, nephews, daughters. We should look at these things, and we should say, like, nah, I'm not gonna support that. You can't do that around me. I'm tired of seeing our people have to be buried, die early death for foolishness. Black Dazzle said, I used to tell my daughter, I've been her age twice. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. They act like you was born yesterday. And you done been through it, you done seen things, and they think they know it all. And a lot of times young people you go through this phase where you just like a rebel, and can't nobody tell you anything, and you're invincible. But you're not. You're not invincible. And it's a value to have older people in your life, whether they're parents, whether they're mentors, whether they're grandparents. It's a value, it's a valuable thing to have that to lean on and to understand and listen. Many of our people, if they would have just had that, they wouldn't be in jail today. They wouldn't be in the grave right now. They had some type of instruction to show them, like, hey, this is the wrong thing to be doing. Why are you doing that? You know what? You need to get out them streets. You need to get you a trade. You need to get get into this. You're more than this. Don't be on that type of foolishness. Let me show you something. You see them? I grew up with them. Look where they at. This is my best friend. He's locked up. Look at my other best friend. They're in the cemetery. Is that what you want? We need people like that. As young people need people like that to put the truth and reality right in their face. It says we need to make an urban version of Proverbs and relate it to our culture. I mean, excuse me. It's good how it is, Brilliance. It's good how it is. It just needs to be broken down. We just need people to hear it and see it and have it broke down to them so that they get it. You know what I mean? So that they can understand. So I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate you, Brilliance, and Black Dazzle, for rocking with me. I know I got some other people in here, but y'all was in here, posting y'all comments, and I appreciate that. That was a nice little dialogue. I will definitely do something. I may do something tomorrow. I don't know. I got to go into slavery tomorrow, but Wednesday for sure. We'll drop something. But yeah, this voting, it's crazy. right? They're in a frenzy trying to get black people to vote. Also, the free Glorilla concert is crazy. Also, knowing that they done already got paid, it's not actually free. They want to see you post a picture of where you voted at, or post a picture of your ballot, a blank ballot, or I think it said if you live in Texas, post a picture on the block of the poll place, which is crazy, but it's just trying to get more people into the spirit of voting, but they're willing to do anything to get you to vote. Okay. And the question you got to ask yourself is this: what has voting done for black people in the last 100 years? Okay. And then with Wallo, I'm just recapping with Wallo, what he said, and Wallo always says some very heavy stuff, because somebody that was locked in solitude, locked up behind bars, they have a lot of time to think, and they have a lot of time to strategize, and think about the world and themselves and how things work and how life works. Wallo always has some heavy to say, but what he said was definitely a serious point that we got to look at, is that we don't like to take accountability in the black community. I know y'all always hear it on social media about black men, black women, that gender war thing, but I'm talking about black people in general, just black people together. We don't like to take accountability for none of the negative things that we do, none of the self-destructive things that we do that hurt us, hurt our children, and hurt our community. So with that, I'm about to get out, but I'm gonna get out here. Brilliance wins. Salute to you too, brother. Salute to you, brother. And I hope that you in good health also, brother. Salute to you. Right. So with that, I'm about to get up out of here. Y'all keep it black and authentic. It's the Thawahgabar. This is Black Authentic Truth.